3 o'clock, we're going to start the Laconia Police
hang on,
Commission
we
meeting.
got the flag.
I'm going to ask Councilwoman Doyle to lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance
Allegiance
to
to
the
the
flag
flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation,
Under God,
indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Sorry, we're in the middle of a commission meeting.
and I believe under this new format, we have to call roll call.
Debbie's supposed to ask, call it.
Deb will do it.
Commissioner Whittam?
Commissioner Whittam,
That's what they're trying to
present.
work on.
Commissioner
now.
Mayo,
Not
present. Chairman,
mine. Yeah.
not present. But we have a quorum. Okay. Personnel matters.
Nothing under accommodations,
Commendations and awards.
nothing under that category?
Don't jump the gun. We have a special presentation to do. Okay. Chief, would you stand up, please?
Sure.
Chairman Clement received this letter. Dear Warren, as you know, our Chief Christopher Adams has graduated from the Leadership
I gotta go. I'm in the
Lakes
commission.
Region Program
Hi.
enclosed a certificate of completion, which we hope you'll choose to present to an employee recognition meeting or similar venue. We chose to do it today.
Thank you.
Our annual leadership program began in 1997 and modeled after leadership programs throughout the country. Represents a serious time commitment on the part of both class members and their employers. For the class member, this program represents an in-class time commitment of 70 hours plus preparatory time and homework assignments. We also wish to acknowledge and thank you for your contributions of work time, which permitted Chris to participate with 22 other area professionals in this important leadership opportunity. Besides presenting the enclosed to Chris, we also recommend you consider, if an appropriate, the awarding of a professional development credits from your company or any official accrediting and oversight organization relative to the individual's chosen career. This would be supportive means of recognizing the 70 hours committed required of each class member. It would also recognize our graduates' contributions to their respective communities, as evidenced by their volunteer activities across the spectrum and professional development opportunities with Leadership Lakes Region offers. Thank you for your support of the Leadership Lakes Region. Sincerely, Don Morrissey. Plus, this little note. Warren, Chris was a tremendous asset to our class this year. It's easy to see why you chose him as top cop. Best, Don.
That's very nice.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
And this is the certificate.
Thank you.
Original.
Oh, that's the original. Oh, I'm sorry.
Get an original too, how about
Yeah,
that?
now you
Thank
get two
you,
of them.
appreciate it,
That's
Commissioner.
140 hours.
There you go, right. And it's a great program. It's been around for many years, and I'm definitely going to encourage some of the command staff to participate in this program over the next few years, so time well spent.
Training?
Lieutenant?
Captain Canfield is at this FBI NAA retrainer. Sergeant Noyes is going to be going to the Primex Supervisory Academy July 21st to the 24th. And Detective Neary is going to be going to Knock and Talk Investigation Techniques on July 21st.
Anything else?
Hope he's all set.
Those have to be approved, or? No, okay. Miscellaneous, Laconia Links.
Just waiting to get to that spot up here.
Yep.
There you go. So this is the law enforcement memorial ceremony that was held in Concord. where we celebrated officers who lost their lives in the line of duty, including Officer Dolph from Laconia Police Department. That's me, Eric Adams, and one of the relatives of Officer Dolph. Reminder not to park on the sidewalk. Obviously, we have a lot of these type of violations. We try to remind the public to stay off of the sidewalks. You cannot park on them.
Can you see?
And this is the new hands-free law, which is going to be taking effect July 1st, so next week. And just an awareness bulletin, we've been putting these in the links over the last couple of months, just to remind people that you can no longer use your cell phone. You need to have a hands-free device. And that's it for the links.
That's it. Resignations, retirement.
It's official, Lieutenant Lassard is officially retired. So he'll be driving down to South Carolina on Sunday, and obviously we appreciate his 16 years of service to the citizens and to Laconia Police Department.
Hirings.
No hirings.
Okay. Promotion, reorganization.
Nothing there.
Division Commanders Forum, Support Division.
Just a couple of things I want to bring you up to speed on is that our ACO is up and running fully on her own now. She's in her third week working alone. There was a very good article about it in the newspaper the other day that I think it was Guilford PD that initiated. They want to get their information out to their citizens as well. And that was a very good article. She's, we think, a very fast learner. She's an independent worker, which is very beneficial to our patrol officers and the sergeants. So she's doing an extremely good job with the two towns and us, and I think it's going to be very beneficial to the two towns and the city. So she's up and running and doing a very good job. And the other thing is our CROs are back up into working, so we'll see those parking tickets a little bit more downtown in the Weirs. And they're doing some of the other menial work that the patrolmen would be doing, like washing cars and shuttling cars around and delivering mail. So they're up and running. And one more thing that won't go away, and the chief has been, as I call it, published now, but our wellness program that we had 2.5 years ago, it was in a national publication. They did a really nice article about it, and the chief got his photo in there running on a treadmill, so we can give that to the commissioners, but it was a very nice article about our wellness program, the success we had. And the detectives are back to work in their regular schedule. They were off their schedule for 2 weeks, the week before Bike Week and Bike Week, so they're back to the regular schedule, so they'll be picking up their slack that they kind of always get into those 2 weeks. But other than that, everything else is going well.
That's it. The animal control officer, Captain, how does she work? The towns call her if they need her, or does she spend so many hours in each?
She technically works for us. We have an MOU with those two towns. So we are dispatching her. Sometimes now the towns are feeling comfortable in calling her directly, which is fine, but the town will call our dispatcher, and our dispatcher will dispatch her to wherever the street is in those towns. A lot of times, even one of the times, she was in Guilford, and Belmont had a cat or something. She met them halfway, picked the cat up, and drove it the rest of the way to the Humane Society. So it's kind of, working its way out, and the both towns are receptive to working with her, and it seems to be smooth sailing so far.
Good, thank you. Operation Division.
Sir, Michelle Cardinal just finished the DARE program just before Bike Week for the middle school. So that was completed. I think we'll talk a little bit about Bike Week here in a little bit, but the only other thing I want to mention is National Night Out is Tuesday, August 4th. So we're in the process of choosing a location for that at the moment, but August 4th, it's a Tuesday.
Where's that going to be this year?
We're in the process of deciding the location now.
Okay.
When we get the location, we'll let you know. And that's it.
While we're on the subject, Motorcycle Week, of course, being nosy, I was up to the Weirs just about every day, and I heard nothing but good comments. Our officers and the UNH officers were helpful, were very courteous, and appreciated their being there. So that's good to hear. That's the kind of stuff you like to hear. Legal Division, in the corner.
Didn't think he was here.
I don't have a lot to add. Just to update you, I think I mentioned before about felonies first. There's a new statute that was it's going to come into law shortly. I don't think the governor has signed it, but the House and the Senate, I think, have both passed the bill, which would make felonies being filed in Superior Court versus being filed in the District Court. We are the third county that's going to come online. There's two other counties before us. Belknap will be the third county, which is projected date is July 1st of 2016. And I'm working on a committee trying to work on the rules and the procedures for filing these new complaints in Superior Court versus District Court. So there's going to be big changes both within our department, with the courts, and with the county attorney's office coming very shortly. That's all I have.
Good, thank you. Orders and bulletins. Nothing? Review of the May 21st, 2015 minutes.
I move the minutes of the May 21st, 2015 commission meeting be approved.
Second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Review of monthly activity reports. Department monthly highlights. Anything?
Questions on that, or? We did unfortunately have 9 suspected overdoses. I think it was mostly during the week of Bike Week. However, it was not related to Bike Week, which is obviously of concern for us because we were doing really well as far as overdose numbers. But I think the last 5 or so days, we haven't had any, so we're definitely looking into the reason for that, but that is of concern to us. Morning, sir.
I'll get it, go ahead.
We're here.
Keep going.
Monthly fleet report.
I have nothing.
Criminal Investigative Unit statistics. Now, that overdose you mentioned, that didn't result in death, did it, or did it?
No,
No.
non-fatal.
Oh, yeah, non-fatal.
They're all, I think, administered Narcan and
Yeah.
brought back, transported to the hospital.
Chief, what's the cost for one dose of Narcan?
I have no idea what the cost is. I know the fire department has carried it for many years now. Obviously, they're using it a lot more than in the past, but I'm not certain of the exact cost. But we can get that figure from the fire department.
Would this be billed to the victim or the
The hospital
recipient?
does all the billing, so even the fire department doesn't get that money back. The hospital does all the billing for the fire department, and they keep the money.
But who gets billed for that bill? The city, or the police department, or the fire department? I mean,
The person that's got the medical call.
Carmen,
the person, okay.
excuse me. The hospital supplies all the Narcan to the fire department.
The council has said the hospital supplies the Narcan to the
Okay.
fire department.
You have to excuse me, but I got hearing aids, and they don't always work that great. That's the bitch about getting old.
One of them.
I think I came just in time.
Yeah, you came just in time.
The quote of the week. Okay.
While you're on the reports, the car number 5 has had lots of work done on it. Is that,
I believe that's one of the 2 that are scheduled to be surplus this year.
retired? Yeah. Okay. Even,
I think that 5 and, is it 17 now? 5 and 17 are our last 2 old cars. So, our CRO car, we just found out, may not make it, so one of these two cars may be swapped out for the CRO car.
It's not high mileage, just high maintenance.
Right.
Okay, thank you. Keep going, Armin.
Yeah.
No, go right ahead. I'm a visitor today.
Thanks a lot. The budget printout. Everything, well, we're going to be going into the new budget.
Yep.
Um,
No, everything's good so far, no issues, and
Yeah, okay. Oh, and by the way, we ended up the year okay then.
Well, it's not done yet.
Well,
a few more days, but yes,
yeah,
unless something catastrophic happens, we're good.
yeah, okay. Traffic statistics. Nothing. Correspondence to and from the department.
I know there's several thank you notes,
Yeah.
if we can just get to that.
The letters are all very positive.
Yes, all positive letters. I think there was a thank you from one of the homeless coalitions for LPD's involvement testifying for the Senate Budget Committee. Thank you from Principal Jim McCullum for Officer Orton, his participation in the Chem-Free evening. Thank you from the Kiwanis Club for the bike rodeo, and several other thank yous, CAC and MS Society, I believe was the last one.
Officer Orton, is it the plan to keep him in school again next year?
Yeah, I think so.
Good.
He does a good job. He works very well with the students and the staff, and especially the principal, Jim McCollum. So, yeah, he does a really good job.
Chief's report.
So all the report cards, I believe they were straight A's this time. I'm not quite sure how many we got, but, which is good. We're going to have a presentation, but I'll just do the bike week review real quick, but Lieutenant Simmons is going to do a presentation from the mental health problem and policing project, a video that he made with several of our community partners. But Motorcycle Week, it was, as far as law enforcement goes, was a huge success. I'd say it's one of our quietest bike weeks that I've experienced. These are some rough numbers, but I believe we had approximately 69 arrests during the 9-day event, but that also includes arrests downtown, and I'd venture to guess that many of those arrests happened downtown, so that's extremely low. I think last year we were right around the 100 mark. Of course, 15, 20 years ago, you'd have 200 arrests in one
night.
in one day, so it's changed dramatically. And we had, I believe, 3 motorcycle accidents. One of them was serious, but no fatalities, and that's always a goal of ours, is not to have a fatality during Motorcycle Week. And to have only 3 motorcycle accidents in 9 days, that's pretty astonishing. So a big thank you to the staff, obviously Captain Canfield, Captain Clary, and of course all of the officers. They all work long hours, and I appreciate their effort. And of course, those who attend, they are well-behaved. They were very friendly. I heard a lot of comments from officers saying how friendly the participants were. But like the commissioner said, I heard only positive feedback from people about the officers and how friendly and helpful all of them are. So, fantastic week. I don't know if the captain has anything to add on to that, but
No, I would agree. It was a quiet week overall, and I think it was a successful week, so.
and Captain Clary has some numbers as far as budget goes and the Motorcycle Week budget.
This year, and part of it was because of some contractual issues, but it's the first time we've overspent in numerous years. We overspent our out-of-town officers by only $1,000. However, we still came in underspent on our LPD overtime by $9,000. So it's still going to put us in the positive about $8,000. And that was, we've cut back, the captain has really cut back as much as we can, the bare minimum of our schedule. So we've already put, very few officers out in the street. And, but I think next year, our out-of-town expenditure is going to go up a lot more than it did this year, but I was very happy with the numbers that came in this year. I was a little concerned this year, but I was very happy.
Captain, how much is our cost over the last few years gone up for when we bring in the outside officers for Motorcycle Week, what's the rate of pay? How much has that
We've
gone up?
increased their rate about $2 an hour every other year for about the last 3 or 4 years. But they're still about $17 an hour below their contracted detail rate. And that's some of our issues that we've had with some of these outside agencies, that their union will not allow them to work below their detail rate. So that is gonna, push our costs up a little bit for outside officers.
Anything else?
Chief, I've got a question. You may have already discussed
Sure.
it before I got here, and I apologize for being late. The DWI, we read in the paper, with some of the officers aren't qualified.
I believe, and Lieutenant Graydon, correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe we had one officer that took that online test. However, he's not in a capacity where he's doing motor vehicle enforcement, and there's no cases that would be affected. Is that correct?
So
We're good.
Maybe I'll ask the Jim, what's the glitch there? What's wrong? They're not doing it right, or they,
From my understanding from the email from the Attorney General's office, there was a software issue with the test. There was an online test, and the software company that developed the test, there was a mistake in the software or in how the question was asked or how it was calculated. There was a computer error. So it showed that the officer, in fact, got that question correct and resulted in a pass when they should have had that correct question wrong, and they wouldn't have made the appropriate grade for that test. And it's only, my understanding, it was only one part of the test. It was not the actual practical part of the test. And it only had to do the recertification online. And I'm not sure if they've decided, I think maybe Lieutenant Reagan, as to what.
That's been pulled, and they're not going to be doing business with that company any longer. So I don't know if there will be a online again available at some point in time, but not right now.
but now it's not being done online?
No, they have to go
Good.
physically down and take
Okay.
it.
how many officers are involved with this? Not,
Statewide?
no, Laconia, not the problem, but how many are certified to be able to do the DWI test?
I think almost.
Almost all of them are. There's a
Now,
few
with the
that.
Academy now, as you go through the academy, they actually have you take that class rather than going back later to take the class. So all the new officers are certified, but most all the patrol officers.
So the question's going to be, do they have to be recertified at some point, but not with this test?
Every year they have to be recertified, yes.
Every year?
Yes.
Thank you. Go ahead.
Commission action.
Well, we're going to let Lieutenant Simmons start the
Oh, yeah.
presentation and show the
Good.
PSA.
Well, hopefully we can make it work.
I hope so.
So our POP project was on suicide prevention. It's a briefing that I gave a few months ago. There was 3 parts of it, and the last part is the video that we made. So I wanted to have some of the people involved here and be able to introduce them to you. The 3 parts of our goal were, 1, education. This is a POP project that is not our specialty, so we had to bring in some professionals. 2 of them are here. I'd like to introduce them. Dave Bouchard from Genesis Behavioral Health. Dave has always been kind of our go-to guy in this area. He's taught some classes for years to us. He's one of the people that come out in the middle of the night and does the evaluations and stuff. So he was the first phone call I made when we were assigned this project. Also, Elaine DeMello from NAMI, New Hampshire. It's a National Alliance on Mental Illness. The first thing that we did was go to class, and Elaine was the one who was teaching. So we got her on board right away, and the 2 of them have been invaluable. The other people that were involved is Tammy Levesque from Lakes Region Partnership for Public Health. She just recently changed jobs. Now she works for the Taylor Home. And who else did we get here? Father Mark, obviously. And the people from our agency were Lieutenant Grayton, Master Patrol Officer Black, Officer Armstrong, Officer Bassett, and Dispatcher DiLorenzo. So we also, we facilitated a few classes Lieutenant Grayton has, do you want to give them the sheet out? It's up there. The class that we did since the last time I did a briefing was to put together a community response, kind of a post-event plan. Chief Adams attended that. And we worked, the big goal, I guess, was to get out to the community the services that are available. So we worked very closely with Ray Sleeper over at the Hewitt Tech Center. This was one of the students' projects. And we put together this video, so it could just kind of explain some of the services that are available out there in the community.
I watched it last night on YouTube or something, so it was pretty good.
Oh, okay, thanks. So we have it on our YouTube page, we have it on our website, it's on the NAMI New Hampshire website too, and Genesis. So it's getting out there, and if it works, we'll try to play it. Can you turn it up?
Taking your own life, or know others that have expressed similar feelings, there is help.
There are many different places you can turn for support. Please take a couple minutes to watch this video. It could save the life of a friend, coworker, or loved one.
Hi, my name is Trisha. When I was 16, I tried to end my life. I felt hopeless, I felt helpless, and I didn't know where to turn for help. But I did turn for help, and I'm glad that I did, because now my life is pretty amazing.
Recognizing the warning signs for suicide can save lives. Sometimes it can be difficult to tell warning signs from normal behavior, especially in adolescence. Here are some warning signs to look for. The person is talking about hurting or killing him or herself, or expressing feeling hopeless and that life isn't worth living, or maybe writing about death or dying or suicide. Dramatic mood changes, such as looking very anxious, angry, or agitated, could be increased alcohol or drug use, or giving away personal possessions. Becoming isolated and withdrawn from family and friends. Ask yourself, is this behavior I am seeing very different for this particular person?
If you see any of these warning signs, or you're worried about this person, here's what you can do. Be direct. Ask them, are you having any suicidal thoughts or feelings? Let them know you care and stay with them. Keep them away from anything that could cause harm, such as firearms, pills, or other lethal means. Offer a message of hope. Let them know you'll assist them. Help is available through the National Suicide Prevention Lifeline at 1-800-273-8255 or Genesis Behavioral Health at 528-0305. If this is an emergency, call 911. You're not alone. We're here for you.
If you or someone you know is in need of help and you are unsure who to call, you can call us and we will point you in the right direction by providing you with numbers and information to other professional services.
If you or a loved one are in crisis, we can help you get to your local hospital or mental health counseling center in order to connect you with the proper services.
Before a crisis starts or during one, we can hold your weapons until the crisis is over. As clergy in the Laconia area, your priest, minister, or rabbi, we're here to help you. If you, your family member, or friend are experiencing suicidal thoughts or tendencies, please give us a call. When you call, we'll schedule an appointment to meet with you and listen to your concerns and struggles and network you into the appropriate resources to get you the help through this difficult time and crisis. We're here to help you, and we want to help you. Please give us a call. Remember, there's always hope, and we're here to help you discover it. Please give us a call.
We would like you to know that there is local training available to any organization, business, or municipality that's interested in learning more about the signs of suicide. You can contact us at the Lakes Region Partnership for Public Health at 528-2145. We're certified trainers, and we'd be more than happy to bring this instruction to your organization.
Laconia Police, we're here for you. Let's connect.
Genesis Behavioral Health, We're here for you. Let's connect. As clergy, we're here for you. Let's connect.
Lakes Region Partnership for Public Health. We're here for you. Let's connect.
NAMI New Hampshire, we're here for you. Let's connect.
We're here for you. Let's connect.
Nice.
Very good.
One person I forgot to mention, I want to leave is Debbie Baird, also from NAMI New Hampshire, that was in there. You know, we couldn't have done it without those people, so I appreciate it very much. Thank you, guys.
The Hewitt Tech.
And the Hewitt Tech was the one that actually made the video. Ray Sleeper was the
Yeah.
instructor, and
Came
the
out very
students
nice.
were fantastic. So it was,
Yep.
it was actually
So
a lot of fun to work with.
Great group collaboration, and now they have a product that hopefully will help some people, and I know it will, so. And where is it available again?
It's on our webpage, it's on our Facebook page, it's on the NAMI New Hampshire page, it's on the Genesis Behavioral Health page, and we're going to try and reach out to, you know, some of the factories, businesses in town, and see if we can get it on every page we can.
Well, thank you. It's a great job.
Yeah.
Appreciate the help and partnership, so.
I think part of it, too, is that a lot of people have no idea what the police department does.
Yeah.
Just keep layering these new pieces on and new programs.
And those are some of the things that come up with this, like, you know, we have a class, and I'm drawing a blank on the name of it, weapon, what? No, the
Prevention, postvention.
one about guns. Calm training, counseling on access to lethal means. And one of the big things, people don't really know that the police department will hold the guns, and those kind of events are temporary, and they can get them back. So just things like that to get the word out that we do offer that service, and it's not a permanent thing, that they can get those back. There is a process for that. So just to let people know what kind of services are available, I think it'd be very helpful to just get it out there.
Is there another plan to get this information out?
We still, Dave Bouchard was key in setting up another group. So we still meet on a monthly basis, and Elena's still a part of that. So we're still trying to continue this, still trying to set up classes until trying to keep that same message going.
No, I meant maybe to the service clubs or whatever, so that,
Yeah, and we'd like to try and, you know, maybe like Rotary and stuff like that, and try and hit them up to see if we can get that message out, and see what we can do to keep that going.
good.
Thank you.
Go ahead.
Old business. New business. Confirm the date of the next regular meeting or special meeting. I got July 16th. That's the regular meeting. I don't know of any special meetings coming up. All set?
Yep.
Other business. Citizen comment. Dennis?
I've spoke before this commission before about certain
If you
things.
could identify yourself.
My name's Dennis Lentz. I live at 5965 Weirs Boulevard. I've spoke before this commission before about certain issues, and I can see some of the concerns that you're talking about suicide, the drug overdoses, and there are reasons why that is happening. This was brought out in a grievance that wasn't brought forward. Some of the stuff, if I may, that's basically information to refute a police report that an officer made. One, I don't have rotten teeth, and I don't have hepatitis, and all the medical reports are right there, including dental records. I was a licensed private detective for about 20 years, and even in this time, people ask me about my frustration and stuff, you know, I mean, You're a veteran. I'm just hoping now that maybe I
Dennis,
can identify
was that report
properly.
given by someone, or was it something that the police said they saw?
Pardon?
I believe that report was what someone had said to the police department, not what the police department said.
When it comes right down to it, these records are actually available to the public.
I understand that.
To
The
what
question-
point is
The question
defamation?
I have, Dennis, is this a report that the person gave to the police department, or is it a report that the police department said happened?
The officer didn't refute nothing that that individual said. These records are available to the public. Since
Are
2010...
you suggesting that we change the person's?
No, I'm suggesting there should be a policy that the officers should actually reflect in the report facts. Facts. That may have been a fact that that person said, which was false, but there is nothing in that report that states that that information given was false. This is my point.
Okay, thank you.
There are several of these reports that come out like this. I'm kind of wondering what the reason actually is. On this date, this is one of the situations where actually an irate junkie made an attempt to attack me. I retreated to the confines of a rented vehicle, to avoid any further altercation that would have accrued from this. Of course, according to the report, that's not the way it states. It states that I was in front of this junkie's abode, making problems to them, which comes into another part, which comes into what happened down in South Carolina with the hate crimes. How are hate crimes enforced here in the city of Laconia? In this report, there's an individual who's not named, but yet he has been a victim of hate crimes of these same individuals. Some of these people that have been delivering the drugs, doing the drugs, and are also informants, and have also been responsible for several deaths that I've actually listed in this thing, are not really sought after for other crimes such as assault, vandalism, and hate crimes.
I'm going to slow you down for a minute, Dennis. Are you ready to file a complaint? Because if you are, I think that's the thing to do. If you're here to give us your opinion, you're certainly entitled to that, but I've heard this before, and I've asked you again, are you ready to file a complaint?
You haven't heard all of this before.
Well, I've heard enough about already that I've heard before. Are you ready to file a complaint?
My first grievance was tossed away by you, and we don't even know by what procedure that was actually done when it was addressed to this police department, the county attorney, and the city manager. It was not addressed to the commission itself. It was something for this department to resolve, an issue which is still ongoing, including this person who also OD'd the same day as Amy LaFawn's incident. But this stuff continues.
I'm happy to listen to you, I'm happy to take your, but if you've got a problem and you think there's something wrong with the police department, then you're gonna have to file a complaint. I'm a little bit discouraged when you come month after month and we do the same thing, and we keep telling you the same thing, file a complaint.
I listened to this. In 2011, I filed a complaint. The only name that was missing was one name of the person who OD'd and is dead already. On that report and complaint that I filed, there was 4 impeccable witnesses given for names. None of them were ever asked any questions by any member of this police department, and that case was dismissed. These were the same people who were also involved in the Amy LaFawn incident, which has been left.
Dennis, I've said this before, and I'm going to calm you down here. If you're ready to file a complaint, I suggest you do it. But I don't want to listen to the same stuff I've been listening to for a couple of years and telling you the same thing. You came in and you wanted copies of reports. You wanted copies of reports. And they did the copies for you. Did you ever pick them up?
Some of the reports I have, these are at my cost, but also at my cost, I am going to... Those reports, if it's going to be the hearsay information with no foundation in fact, it'd be a waste of my money to bother purchasing those reports.
For you, and my question is, did you pick them up?
No, I did not, because I'm sure that those documents, based upon what I'm reading here, is not going to be much different.
Dennis, you keep bringing up the LaFawn lady. She's in jail. What more do you want us to do?
What happened to her
She's
dealer?
in jail.
What happened to her dealer?
How do you know she had a dealer?
Was it the pill fairy who gave her the pills? She wasn't prescribed them, there was prescription medication, so the prescription medication came from somewhere.
Dennis,
You're getting carried
If you're ready to file a
away.
report, I suggest you do it. But you can't come here week after week and bring up the same thing, and we tell you the same thing.
It's not
If
exactly,
there's
the s-
something new, please bring it up. If it's the same as before, either file a report, get it online, get it done, or tell us something new.
okay, something new. About 20 years ago, being a private investigator, I was, obligated to report certain crimes to law enforcement,
To this department,
to this department, and whoever it applies to.
Did
And I've
you-
done that with this department. Only this department
years
doesn't
ago, I
listen.
think it's a long time ago. for us
Yes,
to
it
be
is.
thinking about it.
This private investigator,
I was looking for something new, Dennis, not something 20 years old.
that's true, but when that private investigator,
Are we
according to the
wrong 20
official
years ago?
police report from the town of Belmont,
Dennis,
which is
I'm
where
gonna cut
this
you off.
police
20 years ago,
department...
you're the town of Belmont. Do you have anything new to tell us?
Yes, this department wants to have a police explorer group based upon the town of Belmont's group of the police explorers. This is also the same town where a private investigator, according to the official report, died of a self-inflicted gunshot wound contrary to the evidence at the scene.
20 years ago?
20 years ago.
Okay, I'm all done with 20 years
Yeah,
ago. Do you have anything
time
new
limit
for
here.
us?
It was tied in to a whistleblower who was a resident of Laconia
20 years ago?
20 years ago.
Do you have anything new?
And it was also unsolved, too.
Time
Yeah,
limit.
if you're not going to give us something new, I'm going to cut you off.
You know, you're wandering all over the place. First, we go from the LaFawn woman to the Explorer Group in Belmont to, let's get with the program. If you've got a problem with this department, I'd like to know about it.
I'm explaining
Other than
and
that-
I'm demonstrating.
Other than that, I think you've exhausted your time limit. We usually allow 3 minutes.
Well, whatever it is, Dennis, we're happy to listen, but I'm going to cut you off because you're talking about the same stuff. Now we're 20 years ago. So, thank you very much for coming in. If you have a complaint, I wish you'd file it. But please don't come in next month and tell us the same thing you've told us for several months.
What's the use if it's going to be dismissed like the complaint in
Thank you.
2011?
Thank
And the grievance I filed before this department? What I filed doesn't matter. And whatever happens to other people on the outside, especially this, I'm a victim and I'm a survivor.
Dennis, time's up.
You're done, bud, okay?
Time's
Are there any
up.
other citizens' comments that someone would like to make?
I don't want that, Dennis. That's your
there any
medical
reason for
reports, that's
non-public,
confidential
Chief?
Yeah,
stuff.
we need a
I'm
non-public
not taking
today.
that. We'll shred it if you leave it here. I'm not even gonna read it.
Any other citizen comment? If not, I will entertain a motion. We need to have a non-public session today.
So I think we go out of regular session, non-public session.
I move that we go into a non-public session based on our SA 91A3 2A regarding the dismissal, promotion, or compensation of any public employee, or the disciplining of such employee, or the investigation of any charges against him or her, unless the employee affected, one, has a right to a meeting, and two, request that the meeting be open, in which case the request shall be granted.
Do we have a
Okay,
second to that?
second.
We'll have a roll call.
Yes?
Doug Woodham?
Yes?
Hammond?
Yes.
Warren Clement, yes, it's unanimous. We will go into non-public. Is there any reason to say that we're going to have anything to say afterwards, Chief?
No.
No.
In public?
But the chief did the report.
Did you give that certificate?